Every week, I see job postings online for nannies that have toxic phrases in them. Things that are stopping nannies from applying with these families just from the job posting alone. It's a tight labor market, and we all know it's hard to find great employees. And the nanny world is no different. In this video, I'll go over the 10 toxic phrases that parents are putting in their job postings that are stopping nannies from applying. If we haven't met before, I'm Michelle Kelsey, founder of the Nanny Solution by Nannies on Call. Each week, I make videos to help people better understand the nanny industry. Let's get right to it. Easy kids. This one always makes me laugh. Sure, your children may be well behaved. Sure, they may be good most of the time. But every nanny knows children are not easy. The job of being a nanny is not an easy one. Children behave differently for nannies, teachers, parents. And when nannies see easy kids in a job posting, they know that the parents don't understand how challenging and difficult the job can be. Children have bad days, bad sleep, sick days. They're grumpy. There's so many things that happen in children's lives, and they change from day to day. Instead of using terms like easy kids, try to use more descriptive language that tells the nanny what your children like to do. My children like to go to the library and read books, or they like to go to the park or the swimming pool. This will give the nanny a better idea of what your kids are truly like. Flexible hours. This is another one that nannies often run from. When parents put flexible hours, what they mean are flexible hours for them, not for the nanny. And that means an ever-changing schedule. Instead of flexible hours, it's really important to put the hours that you need. Do you need daytime hours between 9 and 5? Do you need help with bedtime, so you need the nanny to get there between 6 and 9? Whatever it is, sit down and understand what the hours are that you require. If you truly need flexible hours because you're a nurse, you're a firefighter, you're a doctor, there's lots of professions that require nannies to be on not the same schedule every day, then you need to put that you work as a nurse and your shift changes, but you can provide the nanny with their schedule up to a month in advance. That information's really helpful. Competitive rate, or there's no salary listed at all. This is a big one. What is competitive rate? What does that mean to you? Because it means something different to everyone. Some people feel minimum wage to $20 an hour is a competitive rate. They feel that's a fair rate for a nanny. Whereas lots of nannies don't accept anything under $30 an hour these days. Putting competitive rate does not mean you understand what rate the nanny that wants to apply is looking for. Instead of wasting your time and the nanny's time, at the very least, put a range that you're comfortable. Before you start looking for a nanny, you should know the budget that you have and what you can afford. So put that in the range, $25 to $35 an hour based on experience. That's okay. Also, no rate at all. Nannies aren't going to apply for those jobs because the good nannies are not going to waste their time because they know if you haven't put a rate, you're likely not going to be able to afford them. Split shift. Now, don't get me wrong. I know this is super important for parents and a super difficult position to fill. These are parents who need a nanny for a few hours in the morning and a few hours in the afternoon because the children go to school, but the parents work, so they need those hours. And if you can find this kind of care, congratulations. That's really good for you. But most nannies don't like it because it's split and in the middle of the day they have nothing to do. And the two shifts on either side don't even add up to often to full times. It's usually like 2 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon, or 3 and 3. So they don't even end up with a full-time job. Instead of split shift, consider a household manager. This is someone who will come and take care of your children in the morning and then do the things in the household that you require. Grocery shopping, meal prep, tidying, laundry, and then they'll pick your children up at the end of the day and help with homework. This is a great way to get around the split shift and have more nannies apply to your position. Not enough detail. I see this all the time. The job posting says something like, children 1 and 3 looking for a nanny to start September 1st. There's no information there. What are the job expectations? What's the rate? As a family, your job is to sell this position. You need to put as much detail in the job description and show the nannies who are applying that you are truly interested in having them work with your family and you've thought about what you need. So what are the hours? What are the days? What are your children like? What's the wage? There are so many things that go into a job posting and that are important that you need to consider before writing the job description. It's really important to have detail. ASAP. I know everyone's stressed and everyone needs a nanny right now or childcare right now, but ASAP is scary because hiring a nanny takes time. This is not something you can do quickly. Whether it's checking their reference, background checks, the interview process, the working interview, all of these things take time. Every week we get calls on Friday afternoon asking if they can have a nanny start full-time Monday, and that's just not realistic. So ASAP isn't a great term. Stop for a minute and think, what is the day you need a nanny to start? And put that in your job posting instead. Part-time moving to full-time, one of my all-time favorites, I have to say. I see this every day on job posting boards for nannies. It is unrealistic to think most nannies can live on a part-time salary for several months and then move to full-time when you're ready. It's much better for you to start a nanny at full-time if that's what you need in the future, in the next 3-6 months. Have the nanny start full-time when you need them. Good nannies are not going to work part-time and then move to full-time because they have bills, they have expenses, and they can't live on that part-time salary. If nannies work part-time, they often go to school and the other part-time, or they have another job. So when you need them to work full-time, they're not going to be available. That's just a reality. So think about what you ultimately need, and that's what you should be posting. I recently just did a video on this one for nannies. I'll put it up there, but it's asking for a 5 to 10 year commitment. Wow, what jobs are out there where a 5 to 10 year commitment is required? I know parents want this. I know they don't want to keep changing nannies. I know they want the consistency for their children, but you haven't even met the nanny yet. Realistically, in the nanny world, a 1 year commitment when they're first interviewing is acceptable. If they like you, if everyone gets along, if the contract is acceptable for both parties, they will stay long term. Just like families, nannies don't like going out and looking for jobs. So there's no need to worry about them going to another job. If they like your family and you treat them well, they will stay for the long term. Light housekeeping. Go to any nanny job board and you will see nannies complaining about this in job postings. What does light housekeeping mean? It means something different to everyone. To a family that keeps their house super clean and tidy, spick and span, it means wiping the counters 10 times a day. To a family that's a little more relaxed, it maybe means just wiping down the counter after lunch. It really depends on the family and what they need. Light housekeeping is not a term that should be used. What should be used are the exact things you need them to do. So if you're looking for a nanny to do the children's laundry, clean their rooms, clean up after meals, put those things down. If you need someone who does more cleaning, then you need to put that down too. Vacuuming, sweeping, taking out the garbage, whatever it is, those are the duties that should be listed, not just a catch-all of light housekeeping. I think this is number 10 if I counted correctly. Nanny versus babysitter. I have another video up there, I'll put up there, and you can dive deeper into that topic. But if you say you're looking for a babysitter in your job posting and you're looking for someone Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, that's a nanny. Nannies are constantly complaining about being called a babysitter when their career is a nanny. So make sure you're using the right term for the right job that you have posted. Finding a great nanny these days is difficult. And the first thing you need to do is get them through the door and apply for your job posting. So watch out for the 10 toxic phrases I just went over and craft a job description with more detail so you have more amazing nannies applying. Hope that helps. See you soon.